Our protagonist, Noah Brown, dies at work, and instead of going to the afterlife, he finds himself in a void dimension. While trying to figure out what is going on, he hears a voice call out to him. The voice tells Noah that he has something they desire. Frantically, our guy demands to know who he is talking to and where he is. The voice proceeds to reveal that Noah is in the astral realm, which is basically the void. The voice also talking to him is the incarnation of the void. The void mentions that Noah found himself in the astral realm because his soul was scattered across the astral rifts. The void then claims that they picked up the pieces and fixed him. Noah is happy to hear this as he thanks the void, but they let him know that his gratitude is not required. They see him as a mere human, and the void reveals that all they need from someone as normal as him is the seal on his soul. Noah has no idea what they mean by a seal, and they proceed to explain that there is a seal within his soul which he bonded with as an unfortunate result of his death. The void urges our guy to reach into his soul so he can access the astral script. Apparently, the script should be able to tell him everything else that he needs to know. Even though our protagonist has no idea how to reach his soul, he somehow figures it out by inhaling and exhaling just so he can calm down. Fortunately, he is able to reach into his soul, and a status screen appears in front of him, telling him that the generation of astral script is now complete. The system welcomes him on board and displays a bunch of information about Noah that he already knows. After he is done with this, Noah starts to wonder how a seal got into his soul in the first place. The void is not happy with the fact that separating Noah's soul from the seal will be pretty difficult. The void then tells our guy that there is one solution to the problem, and this is for him to become their puppet so he can be given incredible powers. They assure him that he's going to be their path to rebirth, and in exchange, he is going to receive a new life. Our favorite guy then asks the void what will happen if he refuses the offer. The void lets him know that they are going to take his soul from him and consume it in order for them to get what they want from the seal. Noah realizes that with this, he basically has no choice. However, he wants to check the contract first so he can know what he is getting himself into. He even asks the void if he can get a lawyer, but the void explains to him that contracts cannot be overseen by mortals, but instead, it is held by the strength of the holder. When Noah hears this, he realizes that the void is basically a godlike creature which makes his spirit stronger. Noah considers whatever pact between them an unfair deal. Noah confesses that he has no way of trusting the void, and even they agree to this. Nonetheless, the status screen presents Noah with two choices. He can either accept to make a pact with the incarnation of the void or choose not to. Before making his choice, our guy looks back at his life. He tries to ascertain how the pact is going to affect his life. Just as he is about to accept the pact, he suddenly remembers that soul pacts with void entities never ever turn out well. For the first time, Noah shows how bold he is by blatantly refusing the offer while asking the void why they even need his permission in the first place. Since the void is considered to be a god, Noah believes that they should be able to take the seal without asking for his permission. The void hears this, and they get mad. Noah is immediately restrained, and they let him know that his choice to refuse their offer is not acceptable. He struggles with the dark vines surrounding him, and when the void realizes that he is not willing to give in, they make him another offer. They ask him to be their messiah instead of being a puppet. Apparently, they will be able to harvest the seal from him when he dies. The system then displays his choices again, asking him to pick yes or no. Noah still doesn't give in to the offer, telling the void to fug off. The dark vines around Noah get even tighter as the void tries to show him how powerful they are. The dark vines cover Noah's mouth to stop him from talking, and they let him know that his spirit is already breaking under their strength. They want to know why Noah is being stubborn when he doesn't have much time left. They tell him the enticing perks that come with accepting their offer. They try to make him see that he is going to be a god among mortals, and they are going to worship him. However, our guy maintains his stance. He tells the void that he has no intention of bowing to the will of a monster. Realizing that Noah cannot be coerced into doing what they want, the void lets him go. The void then asks Noah what his terms of agreement are. Noah then tells the void that he wants his spirit to be the one controlling the pact. He assures the void that he is not going to rise against them. The void asks Noah how his offer tends to benefit them when they could easily remove him from existence. Noah then arrogantly tells them that they can't remove him because they obviously cannot. He knows that they would have if they could. The void hears this and laughs out loud. They admit to what Noah said while commending him for besting them. Finally, Noah makes a pact with the incarnation of the void. The status screen informs Noah that the void has agreed to his pact, and by this they are bound to his soul. Immediately they reach an agreement, a transformation process is initiated. Noah is rendered numb while the void is bound to his soul. Once this is done, the process of rebirth begins. The void tells Noah that they will be waiting to see how he uses his power. After a brief moment of traveling through the dark space, Noah finally arrives on the continent called Arendir. When he opens his eyes, he finds himself in the middle of a ritual circle. He is surrounded by a bunch of cult members who are in charge of the summoning ritual. Noah is confused, and he speaks out, asking where he is. This shocks the cult members as they do not expect him to have the ability to speak. They believe that our dumbass MC is a creature of the abyss, and by this, he shouldn't possess the ability to speak. After getting over their shock, the cult members start to hail Noah. They consider him a higher being, and by this, they tell him that they are humbled by his presence. Just then, he looks around to see a girl in chains lying in front of him. The cult members tell Noah to take the girl's life as an offering. Noah is shocked and visibly horrified when he hears this, as he tries to understand the kind of messed up environment he has managed to find himself in. Noah realizes that information is what he needs, but when he checks the status screen, he sees a quest telling him to run away. There are no abilities or perks for Noah to make use of, and the best advice that the system can give him is to run away from the unfamiliar territory. Noah gets on his feet, still trying to digest why the cult members think that he is some kind of ancient elemental. Trying to look bold, Noah stands strong and asks the cult members where he is because just some moments ago, he was in the endless void. Fear grips the cultists as they bow in front of Noah, telling him that he is in the realm called Arendir. They reveal that he was summoned because they need something from him in exchange for the life of an awakened. Noah keeps up his acting by scolding the cultists for summoning because they need a favor from him. The group then replies that this is a realm that he can enter at will. After hearing this, Noah goes back to thinking of how to get information. Surprisingly, he is able to access the perk called Identify. This is a perk that gives him the ability to identify things. Using the Identify perk, Noah scans the room. He is able to get some info that the guys in cloaks are called abyssal cultists, while the jacked up guy with a sword is the abyssal executioner. Then, moving to the girl in chains, she is the flame warden. Since no one is ever happy to be in chains, Noah assumes that he will get a chance to escape the room if he manages to free the flame warden. However, to do this, he is going to need a distraction. He looks into his inventory and the only thing he finds is a scroll. On the scroll is a letter to Noah, welcoming him to Arendir. The only information he is able to extract from this is the conditions surrounding his pact with the incarnation of the Void. While he is looking at the scroll, the cult members are staring in admiration that Noah can use teleportation magic with no stress. Noah then finally decides to make his move. He tells the cultists that he is going to grant their plea, but he wants the Flame Warden alive because he wants her to be his servant. However, this immediately sparks whispers among the cult members. Our guy notices this and demands to know what is wrong. The cultists tell Noah that all pacts throughout history have always involved blood sacrifices, and for Noah to change things seems unprecedented. Noah ignores their concerns and walks over to the Flame Warden. He quietly tells her that he has no idea where he is or what is happening. He wants the Flame Warden to play along with his plan. He plans to pretend like he is controlling her by picking her up and then dropping her off again. Once Noah is done explaining his not-so-brilliant plan to the lady, he makes his move. He speaks loudly, telling the cult members that he has now made the Flame Warden his vessel and he can command her how he likes. However, this only makes the cultists mad as they wonder what Noah is doing. At this point in time, Noah realizes that he has messed up. With his little act, the cultists have already figured out that he is human. The cult leader then orders his men to capture Noah. Noah's quest immediately changes from running away to killing everyone in the room. Our guy wastes no time as he lunges at the executioner. He grabs the executioner, tackling him to the ground, and the key with him falls to the ground. Our guy punches the executioner in the face repeatedly until his face becomes totally disfigured. Once Noah realizes that the executioner is out of action, he grabs the key and throws it to the Flame Warden so she can free herself. While he is distracted with this, the executioner gets back on his feet, picks up his sword, and dashes toward our guy. Our guy prepares to make his stand against the incoming attack, but suddenly, he feels the dark vines holding him back from doing what he wants to. He is left open, giving the executioner the chance to plunge his sword into his chest. Noah's health bar immediately goes from 100 to 23% as he falls to the ground. The executioner is done with him as he prepares to finish him off by impaling him to the ground. Our guy looks at the executioner in horror as he prepares to be sent to the afterlife. Just as he is about to meet his death, something extraordinary happens, which saves Noah. The executioner is suddenly engulfed in fire, and his scream echoes in the room as he burns to death. In his weakened state, our guy looks up to see that he was saved by the Flame Warden. The Flame Warden has freed herself thanks to the key provided by Noah, and she is now ready to take on the entire cult on her own. The whole room is brimming with intense fire as the Flame Warden prepares to battle it out with the evil guys. Without hesitation, the cult members come rushing at the Flame Warden, but the first set of attackers meet a grim ending at the hands of the Flame Warden. She unleashes a massive wave of fire that takes out everyone in close proximity to her. Realizing how powerful the Flame Warden is, the cult leader stops his members from engaging. He decides that he is going to be the one to fight the fiery princess. Meanwhile, our guy is still bleeding out on the floor and his health is drastically reduced. His HP has gone down to 8% and he is on the verge of dying already. Noah manages to grab the executioner's sword and he impales one of the abyssal cultists with it. The system notification pops up after he takes down the cultist. He has successfully completed the quest to kill, and in addition to this, he has also completed a secret objective, which is to free Aurelia Fauster, the Flame Warden. The system is supposed to grant him experience points for completing this mission, but since he has no paths yet, the points are withheld. Noah is then asked by the system if he wants to awaken a path. Before he can pick an option, Noah's health bar reduces to 6%, and he slowly starts to lose consciousness. Noah cannot believe that he is about to die when he hasn't even used 1 hour in his new life. Just as he is about to finally fade into the dark, he picks the option to awaken a path. The process throws him into the astral space, and after traveling through the empty space, he finds himself in what looks like an arcade. Our guy is shocked but also pleased to see an arcade after years of not seeing one. Looking into the distance, he sees another dude, Dylan, welcoming him to the arcade. Acting like a tough guy, Noah screams at Dylan, asking him who he is and demanding to know where he is. Noah assumes Dylan is one of the void gods who are always messing with him, but Dylan tells him to calm down so he can explain things to him. Dylan introduces himself and confesses that he is from the void. Dylan is a representative of the void in the pact Noah made with the void. Even though Dylan is not interested in existing in Noah's astral space, he has no choice. Since the whole space is his astral space, Noah jumps on one of the arcade machines to have fun. The system congratulates him for picking the premium package and then informs him that he can select up to 3 paths at once. Our dumb MC doesn't fully understand what the astral script is, and Dylan explains that it is part of his soul. Basically, it is the manifestation of magic. Noah's astral space chose the arcade because it is the form his astral script has chosen to take. Noah admits that he spent a lot of time in the arcade when he was a kid. However, he still doesn't know what he is supposed to be doing in the arcade. Dylan mentions that it is his job to guide people on their awakening, but Noah is a special case. Noah clicks the start button on the arcade machine, and the machine processes his character to integrate his past life experiences into which paths he is going to take. A bunch of paths are displayed from which Noah can easily pick. There is a warrior, martial artist, pugilist, brute, thug, and mage path. Before picking his path, Noah asks Dylan what he needs to know before picking which paths he wants. Dylan mentions that there are 4 attributes, which are power, constitution, agility, and mystic. These are the 4 attributes that govern every aspect of whatever abilities Noah has. And in the end, the paths increase these attributes, thus making Noah stronger as he progresses. Dylan also mentions that higher grade paths give higher increases, but they lock away future potential. To get a proper insight into what the paths mean, Noah checks out the warrior path. If he chooses to be a warrior, our guy will get the gift for fighting, and that gift will also be what forms his path. To get this path, there is one requirement, and that is Noah winning a fight. To make it more interesting, he will be rewarded with 1 free attribute per level. After checking the perks on the warrior path, Noah also checks the others. However, he notices that the paths are all similar to the warrior path. Dylan then tells him that there are other options on the other machines that he can check out. Our guy wastes no time jumping on the offer because everything being displayed in front of him is basic and boring. Dylan takes him to the healing-based machine. In the options presented, Noah checks out the options, which are cleric, healer, potion brewer, and first aid medic. Noah remembers that he almost died before coming to the astral space. He then asks Dylan if he is going to be healed after he selects a path. Dylan tells him that it doesn't work that way. He lets him know that he is supposed to be dead, but time has been slowed down for his awakening. Once he returns to his body, he will have only a few minutes to try and survive. Just then, Noah's eyes catch a particular path, the exsanguinator. Noah checks out the perks associated with the exsanguinator. Apparently, this path allows the user to draw blood from the astral realms, channeling it. He can also draw blood from the creatures he defeats and to heal or harm as he pleases. For the requirements, he will have to have a basic understanding of how blood works, and also ingest mana-rich blood. The reward for this is 1 constitution and 2 free attributes per level. It is basically a perfectly balanced path since it offers a healing and affliction-based path. Dylan urges him to pick the path, and without thinking twice, Noah goes ahead to do so. After this, Noah checks out the next path, which is the Void's Herald. As a herald of the Void, the user gets to bestow unending darkness into the material worlds. The requirement for this is to have a pact with the Void, and our guy already fulfills the requirement. The rewards for this are 10 attributes per level, but they cannot be assigned by the wielder. Noah outright refuses to take this, telling Dylan that he is better off taking paths that also give him a tactical advantage in combat. Noah's eyes then catch another path that looks very interesting. This is the Astral Walker path, and it is considered to be an epic path. By floating through the interdimensional void, the user absorbs the realms of the astral and finds themselves connecting with the realms beyond. As for the requirement, the user needs to have absorbed a part of the interdimensional astral rift. For the rewards, the user gets 1 agility, 2 mystic, and 2 free attributes per level. Looking further, Noah also notices the Void Hunter path. This is a path where the user has a lingering hunger within them and the instincts of a hunter. The user can then channel the void to hunt anything that may cross their path. The requirement for this is to have a natural instinct for hunting and also have a high void affinity. The rewards are 1 mystic, 2 power, and 2 free attributes per level. After a careful look, he decides to pick the paths of Exsanguinator, Astral Walker, and Void Hunter. After finalizing his picks, Noah goes through something he didn't expect and something Dylan didn't tell him. The void's aura engulfs his body, causing him agonizing pain. Apparently, the process of first awakening is always painful. After surviving some minutes of pain, Noah finally awakens to 3 paths that he chose. With the Exsanguinator, he unlocked the Blood Drain ability. With the Astral Walker path, he unlocked the ability called Blink. And for the Void Hunter path, he unlocked the ability called Obliterate. The system then notifies Noah that his rank has been increased to F. His paths and abilities also gained increments on the side. After this, Noah returns to his dying body. He immediately activates the Blood Drain ability, which partially restores his health. Meanwhile, the cult leader, Victrell, is still having an intense battle with Aurelia. Aurelia might be powerful, but she is struggling against the cult leader, who seems to be on another level. Noah then gets another quest from the system. He is given a task to eliminate Victrell, while also warning that the quest will be difficult. However, if completed, he will be rewarded with a rare grade ability tome. The system teases him with an optional objective not to die during the mission. While Aurelia is battling her heart out with Victrell, our favorite MC is lying on the ground, slowly repairing himself. At the same time, he looks through his abilities and skills to see how he can help. He ponders what he should do with his attributes. He feels like dumping everything into one attribute or distributing them evenly. He finally activates the maximum mana increase ability. Aurelia leaps at Victrell with a powerful punch, but Victra relies on his dark aura to throw the Flame Warden back like she is nothing. Aurelia then resorts to another strategy. She smashes the ground and starts throwing the rubble at Victrell. Accompanying the rubble is a fire attack thrown by Aurelia. Victrell is left trembling, seeing a bunch of rocks flying at him, giving him no chance to think. He realizes that he has no escape route, and he resorts to a desperate move to protect himself. He surrounds himself with his dark aura to block out the rocks and fire attacks that Aurelia launched at him. When Noah finally gets a bit of his strength back, he grabs the Executioner's sword and puts it into his inventory, hoping that it will come in handy. Just then, he sees Aurelia flying past him after receiving a devastating hit from Victrell. Noah is gripped with fear when he sees this. Realizing that he might die in this situation, he tries using diplomatic means. He tells Victrell that he is actually an emissary of the Incarnation Void sent to deliver a message. However, Victrell doesn't believe this. Noah then reaches into his inventory to bring out his welcome letter. Noah opens the letter so that Victrell can see for himself. After reading the letter, Victrell calms down a bit, talking about how it is a great honor for him to hear from the incarnation of the Void itself. Just then, Victrell suddenly turns things around, calling Noah a shitty liar. Noah senses the imminent danger, and he immediately activates the Blink ability to move away from Victrell's line of sight. He then reaches into his inventory and pulls out the Executioner's sword. Before Victrell can launch an attack, Noah throws the sword at him. Victrell fails to block the sword, and it pierces the side of his body. Victrell coughs up blood with fear written all over his face. Just as he struggles to pull out the sword, Noah calls on Aurelia. Without wasting a second, Aurelia leaps toward Victrell and delivers a fiery punch to his body. Aurelia's punch is so powerful that it sends Victrell flying into the distance. Victrell screams in pain as he coughs out red liquid from his mouth. Even though Victrell already seems weak, Aurelia doesn't hold back. She still goes after Victrell as she delivers a barrage of blows to his body and head. The punches from Aurelia come in quick succession that Victrell doesn't even have what it takes to withstand them or even dodge them. Still in the air, Aurelia ends her combo with a powerful and fiery kick perfectly delivered to Victrell's body. These repetitive attacks from Aurelia are enough to finally take Victrell out of commission. The system notifies Noah that he has helped defeat the cultist chief, who is a level 63 magic user. Due to his involvement in taking down the cultist chief, Noah's level increases too. His Exsanguinator path upgrades to level 6. His Astrowalker path upgrades to level 4, and his Void Hunter path upgrades to level 4. His power also increased to 11 points, his agility increased to 9 points, his constitution increased to 11 points, and his mystic increased to 13 points. In addition to this, he is given 14 free attribute points. As promised, he is also granted the Tome of Infliction for defeating Victral. The system then tells Noah that he has partially absorbed the cultist chief's flesh. While the system is counting out everything that Noah has been rewarded with, he is just happy that it is all over. He falls to the ground in relief, but before he even gets the time to relax, Aurelia walks up to him, telling him that he has a lot of explaining to do. Aurelia wants to know who he is and why he was summoned by a summoning circle. Noah doesn't take Aurelia seriously, and he simply lets her know that she is welcome. Aurelia mentions the fact that she is thankful that Noah saved her, but she is wary of him because she has been betrayed multiple times, and she cannot relax until she gets an answer from our guy. Aurelia even mentions the fact that Noah can be a shapeshifter for all she knows. She bluntly asks Noah if he is human, to which he says yes, which is supposed to be obvious from the start. She then asks him if he is from the same world as her. Noah is conflicted with this question as he doesn't know if he should tell Aurelia the truth. He is worried that they might be hostile to whatever is not from their world. After giving it some thought, our guy confesses that he is not from this world, risking a fiery punch to the face from Aurelia. Aurelia then asks him if he is with the cultists, and our guy says no. She further asks if he is with the Iron Fist group, but his answer remains the same. Noah finally replies to Aurelia, letting her know that he doesn't even know any of the groups that she has mentioned. Aurelia realizes that our guy is actually innocent, and she apologizes for being hostile. She then thanks him for his help, even though he did little during the fight. Aurelia reveals that she is on edge because she was betrayed by adventurer friends and she didn't want a repeat of it. After this, our guy then tells Aurelia that his quest had the Don't Die objective as a side quest. He lets her know that this is his reason for not rushing into the fight, so he doesn't die. However, this only confuses Aurelia as she wonders what our guy is yapping about. Realizing that he has lost Aurelia in his talks, he tells her that his astral script is like that of an RPG. Even with this, Aurelia is still confused, as she has never seen or heard of role-playing games in the past. To avoid further confusion, Noah tells her to forget about trying to understand it. He then reveals that he is new to this world, explaining that he died at his work before getting reborn and sent to this hellhole. This only agitates Aurelia since she knows that resurrections do not happen without the intervention of a god. She is also worried that Noah knows her name. In his defense, he tells Aurelia that he only knew her name through his quest, and he adds that everything happening is still new to him. Aurelia finally admits that our guy is not lying about everything she has heard from him. Our guy is confused when Aurelia suddenly sits down, closes her eyes, and crosses her legs. He is forced to ask her what she is doing. Aurelia replies that she is meditating, but our favorite MC believes that escaping the shithole should be their priority. With every word that comes out of the mouth of Noah, Aurelia confirms the fact that he is not from their world. Aurelia then explains that in their world, meditation is a way to replenish one's aura. She adds that Noah has an aura too, and by the look of it, he is low on aura. This confuses Noah as he doesn't see traces of aura anywhere. Aurelia doesn't blame him since he is new to everything. However, she is surprised by his decision to go with the Exsanguinator path. Noah then asks the Flame Warden if there is no problem with this. She says no, but tells him to be careful in what he gets involved with because the Adventurer Guild doesn't tolerate ritualistic sacrifice or necromancy. Noah wants to know more about the Adventurers Guild, but Aurelia suggests that they meditate instead. Noah finally decides to meditate, and with this, the system notifies him of his new skill, which is obviously meditation. While waiting for his mana to fill back up, he decides to check through his stats. He takes a keen look at the skill, Obliterate. This skill allows him to channel the energies of the void to annihilate everything that may come in his path. Moments later, the system notifies him that his health is draining, but he doesn't care because of the Exsanguinator skill. Not long after this, Aurelia finishes up with her meditation session, and at the same time, Noah is also done. The two then check out Victral's body. Aurelia finds a bracelet on his hand, and she removes it. She calls it a storage device with space magic. She lets Noah know that it is very big on the inside. She believes that they will be able to extract the contents of the bracelet if they take it to the city. Meanwhile, Noah is thinking if he has the skill to move his inventory to an object and make it something like the bracelet. Aurelia then lets him know that storage devices like the bracelet are bloodbound, which is why it cannot be opened if the user dies. Aurelia looks through Victral's body, trying to find his key. She reveals that they will have to take the bracelet to town to try and open it if she fails to find the key. Noah then asks to see the bracelet. Aurelia throws the bracelet to him, and he inserts it into his inventory. His inventory is able to detect that the bracelet is a storage device. The system then asks him if he would like to transfer the items from Victral's storage to his inventory, and without hesitation, Noah says yes. Immediately, Noah's inventory starts to withdraw everything inside the bracelet into his inventory. Aurelia is still looking for the cellar key when Noah easily brings it out from his inventory. It was in Victral's storage, but since everything got transferred to Noah's inventory, it gave him easy access to the key. In addition to this, our guy gained things like a healing potion, twin daggers, books, a ring, and lots of mana stones. Aurelia is shocked when she realizes that our guy can just take things out of storage devices. Our guy makes use of this opportunity to show off his abs while changing into a robe that he found in the storage device. Looking through the stuff in the storage device, he finds the ring of the Abyssal Eye. He believes that the ring is cursed, but Aurelia tells him otherwise. She explains that the only thing the ring does is to provide greater mana capacity. Noah wastes no time putting on the ring so he can make use of its abilities. This upgrades his identifying skill to level 2. With this, he is able to see more information on his target. He checks out Aurelia's stats and realizes that she is as strong as the cult chief. While Aurelia is burning Victral's body, Noah is still looking through his inventory like a child. Lucky for him, he finds weapons that he can make use of during combat. Aurelia then tells Noah that she is aware that this is his first time killing someone. Noah is shocked, and he asks her how she knows. She simply answers that she has been in the game for so long not to know. When our guy asks her why she is still doing what she does, she reveals that she likes helping people. She is not the type to sit around while people are getting hurt. As the conversation deepens, she asks Noah if he regrets killing the cultists, but he says no. Since the cultists were trying to kill him too, he has no issue taking them out too. Aurelia is glad to know the kind of resolve that he has. She reveals that the cultists would have definitely hurt more people if they were left alive. Apparently, there are some adventurers working with them, and this is part of the people who sold Aurelia to them. Noah then asks the lady if she thinks he is going to be a good adventurer, to which she says yes. She admits that Noah did his best during the fight, even though he is still a low-level magic user. Noah receives the comment well and heaps praise on the video games that gave him knowledge on how to operate if he ever finds himself in a familiar environment. When our guy asks Aurelia how he can activate his tome, she reveals that the only way is through ritual magic. He needs a ritual circle, and he is going to have to use the tome as a conduit. Aurelia reveals that she can help draw a ritual circle. However, Noah shocks Aurelia when he uses the abyssal ring to open a magic circle, thus activating the Book of Sight. The system then asks him which path he wants to select for the Book of Sight. Noah picks the Void Hunter path, and with this, the book is consumed. This, in turn, helps unlock the ability Void Hunter's Eye. With the Ring of Abyssal, he is also able to temporarily upgrade the Hunter's Eye to level 3. This binds well with Noah's body, and a purple aura surrounds him. Our guy is impressed by this new development as he compares it to seeing in 4K. With this, he can also see Aurelia's aura. Our guy is excited about his new abilities and skills, and he proceeds to the next book. This is the Book of Infliction, and he also activates this. This then binds with the Exsanguinator skill, unlocking an ability called Bleed. The system informs Noah that he can inflict the bleed status effect on his enemies, and it can also be applied to weapons. After some time, Aurelia gets tired of staying in one place. She suggests that they start moving, but before they move, she urges our guy to eat an F-grade mana stone. She tells him not to eat anything above that. Just as expected, Noah's curiosity kicks in, and he asks why he shouldn't eat any mana stone above the F status. Aurelia reveals that he is going to get mana poisoning if he does this. 2 grades higher than F, Noah will get rapid strength for a while. However, he is going to be paralyzed as the mana makes its way through. However, anything higher than that, Aurelia assures him that he is going to explode and die on the spot. That is, if he is lucky. If not, he is going to die a slow and horrible death as the mana wrecks him from the inside out. Our guy hears all of these, and he keeps them to heart. After consuming the mana, the two start exploring the lair. Aurelia is looking for the storage chamber, which usually holds magical artifacts. In addition to this, she is looking for anything that belongs to the person she was originally sent there to find. Our guy is optimistic about some hostages still being alive, but Aurelia shatters that assumption as she tells Noah that she was the last person to leave the holding cell. She then urges Noah to be careful because there might be traps, cultists, or even monsters around. The two then proceed further into the lair. They soon find a room that has hidden answers in it. Aurelia demands the storage bracelet from our guy. She puts it on and imbues it with mana to activate it. It lets off a bright light that Aurelia points at the wall. With this, she is able to detect the writing on the wall. The writing on the wall depicts the atrocities that the cultists have carried out over the years. This basically tells Noah that human nature doesn't change even in other worlds. Humans are always chasing power, misguided beliefs, and can be led astray by false pretenses. Aurelia is disappointed that the cult members are all adults who chose to participate in the evil acts. Looking around the room, she notices a section in the room that appears to be an illusion. She tells Noah that they are going to have to jump over the illusion to avoid falling into a trap. Before they proceed, Noah tells Aurelia his mind. He lets her know that he is not trying to victimize the cultists. He only cares about those who had no choice and were coerced into doing the evil things they did. Aurelia then mentions that there is a ritual that can be performed to remove the abyssal influence. Apparently, the ritual is a painful process, and some even die in the process, but those who live never remain the same. Noah is shocked to see this, and he considers the process a cruel one. He asks Aurelia what will happen if a child is forced, and Aurelia mentions that children are executed painlessly. Even though it sounds cruel, Aurelia lets our guy know that this is the way forward. The two manage to avoid the trap, and they proceed further into the lair. Moments later, they find a magically sealed door. Aurelia tells our protagonist to stand back so she can break down the door. With a fierce and powerful fiery punch, Aurelia hits the door and breaks it down. Noah is impressed with Aurelia's strength, and he commends her. It turns out the door leads to Victral's study. Aurelia looks through the books in the study but doesn't find anything important. Our guy tells Aurelia that there is the possibility that Victral was keeping their loot somewhere else. Noah then looks through the room in search of clues. On the shelf, he finds a skill book of advanced abyssal call. The system asks him if he wants to absorb the book, but he refuses, telling the system that he needs to find the secret area first. Using the hovering skill, Noah lifts off the ground, and behind one of the books is a hidden compartment. There is a keyhole to the compartment, and Noah brings out the key they got from Victral. He inserts the key into the compartment, and upon unlocking it, the entire shelf starts to move. Our guy is glad that his little plan worked, and Aurelia asks him how he pulled it off. Noah reveals that in every story back in his world, the secret chambers are usually like the one he just solved. The shelf opens apart, leading them further into the lair. They see blood trails leading further into the dark lair. The Flame Warden then uses her fire skills to provide lighting for them. The two soon find themselves in what seems to be a holding cell for prisoners. A system notification also pops up for our guy. The system presents him with a new quest. Noah is told that he has strayed from his path, wandering into hidden secrets that were never meant to be uncovered. He's asked if he wants to seek them out or back off. Noah accepts the quest and tells Aurelia what the quest is about.